McDonald's, one of the world's most famous fast food restaurants. Even though it's not the healthiest place to eat, it's undeniably convenient, especially since many locations are open 24 hours a day. But even in a place known for its fun and friendly atmosphere, strange and chilling things can happen. Things you'll never forget, no matter how hard you try. Something like that happened to me. 3 years ago, when I was 17, I found myself in desperate need of a job. I needed money to pay off my college fees and continue my education. After a long search, I finally got a job at McDonald's. To make my boss happy, I worked whenever he needed me, whether it was a day shift, a night shift, or overtime. By then, I had been working there for 3 months, always on day shifts. Then one day, my boss called me into his office. He said that since I had gained enough experience, I was ready to take on night shifts. He told me these shifts were usually quiet and asked if I had any problems with the idea. I assured him that I didn't. My first night shift was scheduled for Saturday, from midnight to 5 a.m. When Saturday came, I arrived at McDonald's at midnight. My manager briefed me about my tasks: refilling ketchup, mayonnaise, and barbecue sauce bottles, cleaning the tables and floors, and organizing the counters. After giving me a detailed list, he left for the night. The place was eerily quiet, but I didn't notice the silence at first because I was so busy. Hours passed, and before I knew it, it was 2 a.m. Oddly, not a single customer had come in. The silence was unsettling, but I pushed the thought aside and focused on finishing my work so I could report to my manager in the morning. While arranging coffee cups on a table, I suddenly felt like I was being watched. It was a strange sensation, but I dismissed it, thinking it was just the unfamiliarity of staying up so late. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something at the window. I turned and saw a dark, shadowy figure outside, standing completely still and staring in my direction. My heart skipped a beat, but I brushed it off, convincing myself it was just my imagination. After all, who would stand outside a McDonald's at this time of night? I returned to my cleaning, but a nagging feeling kept pulling my attention back to the window. When I glanced again, the shadow seemed closer this time. I felt a chill run down my spine, but tried to reassure myself. It's just my tired mind playing tricks on me, I thought. Determined not to let my fear get the better of me, I forced myself to focus on my tasks. But then I heard a noise, a loud, sharp sound. I whipped my head toward the window and froze. Standing there was a figure, no longer a shadow but a demon-like entity. Its blood-red eyes pierced through the glass, and it started banging on the window with force. The sound echoed in the empty restaurant, sending a jolt of terror through my body. I couldn't stay there another second. Grabbing the closed sign, I hurriedly hung it on the door, ran to my car, and drove away as fast as I could. My hands were trembling as I gripped the steering wheel. I didn't dare look in the rearview mirror. Once I was far enough away, I called my manager and lied, telling him I felt sick and was heading home. He didn't question it and told me to take care of myself. I didn't dare tell him what had actually happened. I knew he wouldn't believe me. When I finally reached home, I locked the doors and sat in silence, trying to calm down. For the first time that night, I felt safe. But I made a decision then and there. I would never work another night shift, no matter what it cost me. And I never did.